Magandang araw at magandang buhay. My warmest greetings to everyone from the Philippine Meteorological Society Incorporated, the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration or PAG-ASA, and all participants in the PMSI Annual Convention 2025. I thank all of you for taking part in today's discussion on key issues related to weather and climate and their impact on our blessed yet vulnerable nation. This annual convention, I hope, will leave us not just with new insights and knowledge about the meteorological and climatological sciences. I pray that it will also inspire us to further reach out, educate, and help our kababayan, especially those whose very lives and livelihoods are most affected by shifting climate conditions. The unfortunate fact is that while major gains have been made in recent years, Filipinos have a long way to go before we achieve climate resilience, let alone adaptability and sustainability. In late 2024, news reports noted that fewer tropical cyclones had hit the Philippines since 2021, yet fatalities had doubled or even tripled. One life or livelihood lost is one too many. That is why structural reforms must be complemented by policy changes that will directly empower underserved and marginalized sectors as key actors at the forefront of our collective push towards adaptation and sustainability. One life or livelihood lost is one too many. That is why structural reforms must be complemented by policy changes that will directly empower underserved and marginalized sectors as key actors at the forefront of our collective push towards adaptation and sustainability. In the Senate, we are pushing for Senate Bill 1980, or the proposed Gender Responsive and Inclusive Emergency Management Act, which seeks to guarantee the participation of women during emergencies, from prevention to recovery and the period of adaptation to the new normal. This proposed measure, born out of our experiences during the pandemic and other recent disasters, seeks to improve our overall disaster response systems by ensuring that the concerns and insights of women, children, and other at-risk individuals will be part of decision-making during emergencies. We are also pushing for Senate Bill 594, or the proposed Rights of Internally Displaced Persons Act, which comprehensively codifies the rights and entitlements of internally displaced persons. As we all know, intense climate conditions, much like armed conflict, displace and disrupt communities. A storm can cause as much human misery as any firefight. Thus, the bill provides for improved government interventions for IDPs, fleeing from both natural and human-induced risks alike throughout the country. Our efforts at climate resiliency would be for naught if the degradation and destruction of our environment continues at such a frantic rate. That is why we in the Senate are also working on measures that would empower environment advocates and protectors. One of these is Senate Bill 143, or the proposed Rights of Nature Act, which would recognize natural ecosystems and processes as legal entities entitled to certain inherent and inalienable rights, such as their existence and continued regeneration. Notably, this bill seeks to authorize environmental advocates and everyday Pinoys to petition courts on behalf of natural ecosystems and populations. Also seeking to introduce new technologies to better protect the most vulnerable communities, such as communities in coastal, riverside, and low-lying areas from worsening climate realities. That is why we are also working on Senate Bill 591, or the proposed National Coastal Greenbelt Act, which seeks to establish a greenbelt of mangroves to reduce disaster risks, improve fisheries productivity, and enhance the livelihood potential of these areas. Friends, the truth is we have a lot of work ahead of us when it comes to climate resiliency and sustainability. The proposed measures I have mentioned are in various stages of legislation. If we want these measures to become full-blown laws, we have to lend our voices and our abilities to these long-awaited reforms. The path to climate resiliency and sustainability may be immensely challenging, but it is possible, it is achievable, and it is worth our persistence, our ingenuity, and our excellence. We owe it to ourselves and to those yet to come to continue to find effective, long-standing, and humane solutions. I hope that we will all continue to work hard and help ensure that our communities are stronger and are able to thrive, no matter the climate or circumstance. Once again, thank you to the PMSI and thank you all for listening.
Misyon namin,
Bawat mamamayan ay matustusan na makapag-aral at makahanap ng trabaho para sa isang matiwasay na kinabukasan.
dagdag na karunungan at kaalaman para yumaman mamamayan. Buburahin mga batas na pahirap sa inyong mga kabuhayan.
Ilocano Defenders Party List, number 55 sa balota. Iboto natin.